Hey, let me ask one question first, Fred.
Okay.
This ain't nothing to do with the show.
Yep.
It's just about Kevin or Tim. Who picked that music? That beat. I love that beat. That beat is hard. I just got to say it. Who picked it?
Bob Schmidt.
Bob Schmidt. Bob,
Yep.
you did a great job, man. I love that beat. It's like tight.
Ah,
It's tight, Bob.
go
It's
ahead,
tight.
Bobby. Bobby
Unlike,
does a good job.
wait a minute.
It does good. Dun, 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 dun. That's like, oh, heck, come Gangster Fred stepping out.
That's right.
Ah,
Bandana
Right.
Fred.
Bandana Fred is coming.
You know,
I like it, Fred. You owning that nickname now. You owning it, Fred.
you know why I'm owning it? Because, Eric has given me many names since he's been on the show.
Yes.
That one seems to stick, and our listeners
People
call
love it.
and talk
Yeah.
about Bandana Fred now.
Okay,
Yeah,
there we
yeah.
go.
Love Bandana
That's
Fred.
on you.
That's
You
that's
did
you,
that.
Bandana Fred. Thank
right.
you, Fred. I appreciate it. Okay,
All
there
right.
we go. Now we talk football. Let's talk football.
Let's go. Let's go Rams. I said it in the tease. I didn't think the Rams would win yesterday, but good God, I didn't think it'd be that bad. I mean, that was
Man.
You didn't
that
think
was
they
pretty
win?
awesome.
Hey, both of y'all didn't think they win. I thought
Nah.
they would win.
No.
I did. When I saw, and you might be right about this, Fred. It might have been a good thing if for the Rams if Kyler Murray played because he's played like horrible over the last month. But I thought with him out, and the Rams being at home, I thought they'd find a way to rally around Wolford and find a way to get a win against a terrible Arizona Cardinal team. I really did, and it was worse than you can imagine. It was.
Well,
ED,
well,
I don't know what they
well,
put out there on the field. ED.
well,
I don't know what they were doing.
I'm gonna say this much here. I'm gonna give it a different spin. Last year, the Rams went all in to win the Super Bowl. I mean, think about that. They went all in to win the Super Bowl. I mean, all in.
Yep.
So
Yep.
let me see. Would you rather them be playing great right now and say lost in the NFC Championship game to the 49ers and the 49ers won the Super Bowl? And let's just say they were, 7-2 or somewhere like right now, or just middle of the road right now. But they won a Super Bowl last year. So you know what? They went all in to win a Super Bowl. We're not going to make the playoffs this year. You can tell that right now. A lot of it's due to injuries, and I mean, if I'm the team, I take that Super Bowl. I'm happy with it because we never had one in LA. So we're gonna have to suffer through. We got to suffer through maybe a year or two. I mean, I think the Allen Robinson, deal. I don't think that turned. I mean, right now it hadn't turned out right. I'm gonna say it won't turn out right. Right now it hadn't turned out right. The offensive line was an issue last year. It really was. They didn't address it this year. We lost Von Miller. We don't have a pass rusher. I mean, you can't rely on Aaron Donald, a guy who plays in the middle, to get to the quarterback. And then our secondary isn't playing well. I mean, let's go back to when they played Tampa. They let Tom Brady take the ball down the field, 40 seconds? I mean, the defense isn't playing well in the secondary. So we got a lot of problems. That's just not one. It's a lot of problems along with the injuries. But we have a Super Bowl. Let's go with that.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I would take that in a heartbeat. Eric, as a player.
Yeah,
You give up all them years of doing great, having great years, but coming up short, losing in the championship game, losing in the playoffs, not making the playoffs. You take all of that if you can get a Super Bowl. You get a Super Bowl win. So yes, they went all in and they won it. But you're right. And what does that say? Because we kind of liked Les Snead talking about F them picks. We like that little attitude. They F them picks. We won a Super Bowl. I was right with it. And I still am.
Mm-hmm.
I still am. Because I how ED, both of us, we haven't played and not won a Super Bowl. That's something you got to swallow the rest of your life, man.
Right. I mean, you can't go back. It ain't no do-over. Right. It ain't no. You can't go back and do it over. I mean, look, them 2,000 yards I got, great. Them 1,800 yards I got, great. But I don't have a Super Bowl to go with it. I don't even have a Super Bowl appearance. Let's go with that. Yeah. I ain't even an appearance to go with.
Yeah,
if the Rams did me right and sent me to Washington like where I wanted to go, I'd have me a Super Bowl ring. I'd have had me a Super Bowl ring. Yep, but they didn't. So anyway,
they didn't. I even said that, and you're right, Ed, and that's probably the bigger issue is that they didn't address. Even if you went all in and you got those guys Whitworth retiring, but they didn't address the real issues because you're right about last year. Think about that 3-game stretch that they had. They were wondering if they're gonna make it. Well, they got manhandled on the offensive line. Remember, Tennessee came in and manhandled them. Somebody else, Arizona, came in and manhandled.
Yep.
San Francisco punched them in the mouth.
So that was an issue last year, even though they won the Super Bowl. It was an issue,
right?
And they have not addressed it.
And to me, Tennessee kicked them in the mouth. They didn't punch. They kicked their teeth out and kicked their mama's teeth out too. Why your mama? We want her too. Matter of fact, drag grandma's ass in here. Drag grandma's ass in here too.
Wake
grandma up. We're gonna beat her up too.
Here's the question. So you've won a Super Bowl, and obviously, and both of you would say this, you got to take care of the guys, right? You've won the Super Bowl. You got to take care of your guys. They got to pay Aaron Donald. They had to pay Matthew Stafford. We know they're paying Jalen Ramsey. They had to pay Cooper Kupp. All of a sudden, you find yourself in a position now where you're paying your top guys top dollar, and they've earned it. But then there's not enough money to go around the rest of the way. If they don't extend Matthew Stafford like they did, if they didn't give Aaron Donald what they did, they had to, by the way. But I'm just saying, if they didn't do those things, then could they have gone out and solidified that offensive line in free agency and paid for some guys that were going to make a difference?
Let me say this much. One guy, they should have paid him right the first time. The very first time, Aaron Donald, and they wouldn't have had that problem. They messed that up. I mean, you pay him right. You don't nickel and dime him. He's the best defensive player in the National Football League. You know it's gonna come back to haunt you. Then he comes back and has another great year. I played this garbage you gave me. You didn't pay me right the first time. Now I'm thinking about retiring. Oh well, please don't retire on us, boss. Come on, man. So you know what? That one, I blame the Rams for that one right there. The rest of them, man, you have to come out and pay the guys.
Yeah, you do, and you don't always have to just because you pay those guys, but you're obviously not going to pay everybody as they're the best at their position. You're not going to pay two left guards, the best, highest paid left guards in the business. You're going to pay, a linebacker, the highest paid line. You're not going to do all that, but you got to find some diamonds in the rough. You got to find some through your draft choices that can take the place of the guys that you may lose. And you're going to lose guys. That's just the nature of the business. You're not going to be able to sign everybody at every position to the best contract. That's just football and the nature of the business. But you do have to make sure that you have people that are backing up, that are either young guys or you got your eye on that can step in case we lose this particular guy at this position. But one of them you got to take care of. You got to either, okay, we're going to shore up this offensive line. We got to make sure we do that. We may suffer a little bit at linebacker because we lost, a couple guys, but we're going to get the offensive line straight. And it seems like they went cheap on all of it.
Yep, but let me tell you this here. Let's go back. Let's go back to Jared Goff. Let's go back to him. Giving up all them picks for him, which I thought was a bad idea. Then he had some good years, got to the Super Bowl, and they paid him way too early. I kept saying they're gonna pay him too early, and they don't have to because he's not that good, and they will see soon. And boom, it blew up. That's money they could have saved. They really could have saved that money. If that'd have been like, oh, cool, we didn't pay him. Let him play his rookie deal out. Because let him play. Or if he does come up big, if he had a great year, okay, it may cost us an extra $10 million instead of $60 million. I mean, that one, I just did not agree on. And I'm gonna say even Matt Stafford. Why do we have to go pay Matt Stafford right now? I mean, what's the deal with that? Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Matt Stafford's an older guy. I like Matt. He was to me, he was been the missing piece, but he's an older guy. Why you got to go pay him all this money right now? I mean,
you didn't have to go crazy with him. You really did.
You didn't have to go crazy with him. I mean, sometimes we're just not. The smart people think they're too damn smart, and they end up being kind of like, what the hell, with that look on your face. They can do the one like, huh, what? you don't look up talking about Fred. Like, huh? What you talking about?
See, that's the one I didn't get either. I didn't understand why they had to pay Stafford when they paid him. I just
right. Yeah. I don't understand that. I don't get that. Give you know what? Give him a bonus. Just give him a bonus. Just give him a bonus.
Thank you.
A nice deal. You don't have to go crazy and break the bank with it. But do it. You can get it. He deserved a nice deal, but they didn't have
He did.
They didn't have to go overboard.
Like I said,
they really did.
Give him a bonus, Rodney. Give him a bonus. Give him a bonus this year. Something he can, like 2 starts, and you get whatever $20 million. Just give him a bonus. But why you got to go